It's about 20 minutes to 7 Australian Eastern Daylight Time, that's Sydney time as well. And a couple of things. Earlier this evening, or this afternoon even, I walked up here and thought, oh, this is going to be interesting. We might get a bit of sound spill from that stage over there into the softball park, into the stadium here at the Blacktown International Sports Park. Yeah, we did to start off with, but my God, what a game. I got it wrong. As I walked up through the Hall of Fame, through the Walk of Champions, which is just there, that avenue, I got it wrong. I thought the women were on first, but it was the blokes. And what a game. New South Wales, raging hot favourites. Queensland came up and got them in the overtime innings. Can't remember if it was the 8th or the 9th, but we're talking extra innings because 7 is the standard. Now, the other thing that I thought was, okay, I went and spoke very briefly with the Queensland management way before their game started and said, look, there's an opportunity to have a chat because freelance media, blah-de-blah-de-blah. And they said, well, we'll see. Depends how the game goes. That was code for winners are grinners, and then we'll have a chat, and losers can please themselves, and then we really don't want to have a chat. Flipped on its head, I'd already organised an interview with Jack Taylor, who's from the central coast of New South Wales, and when I went up to just say, pop my head in and say g'day, a bloke from the management of the team said, well, when do you want to speak with him? And before I even got the chance to say, whenever it suits you, he said, it won't be now, because they were in the space of, they just won the preliminary final against the ACT, and they were in planning, plotting, strategy mode. So it's like musicians who are about to go on stage. You just don't get in their space there. And so I just went, he said, it'll have to be after we play it. He even told me then, he said, we play at 4. Speak to us after that. And I said, that's fine, that's absolutely fine. Nodded, walked away, shook his hand, walked away. But I didn't retain that piece of information that they played at 4. I had inferred that the women were going to be first and the blokes afterwards. Well, now here we are, and New South Wales, I don't think they've even left the park yet. They took a long time to group up and have a chat after that loss. Because as much as you can say, well, there's no shame in coming second, and all of that stuff, that means nothing. As I said when I was videoing the direct aftermath of the final innings and Queensland snatching it in the bottom of the 8th or 9th, let's say 8th. So I then decided I'm not going anywhere near them until I read their body language and see them out here once they've processed that loss. But I then went up to the Queenslanders, and afterwards, and they were all happy and taking photos of each other. And so I waited and waited, and I just ducked in and I said, g'day, to the same bloke that I'd asked before. And he said, well, look, I don't know, I'm not the top dog. You really need to speak to that person over there, but I'll talk with him. And I said, well, I'm going to go down there. I've just passed him. He was walking out, deep in conversation. And once again, I don't need to get in there. I'm going to guess that they're going to go off and have a little celebration, and they'll come back and support the women who are playing. Well, they were due to start at 6:30. Well, no, it was 5:30 in the program, but 6:30 really, and they may have started already, but it's very quiet, and I haven't heard any ground announcements. So I'm going to suggest that they haven't started yet, which is good for me. I can take my place, one of a couple of places really. As much as you can know roughly what it looks like, you know, I know this is so similar to the setup of Mirrabooka. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, east, north, west, south diamonds. This is, I'm going to suggest this is probably number 2. And they're doing the introductions now, so I'll walk a bit quicker. I had some idea that, like Mirrabooka, I could just plant myself right in the middle of it all, in the neutral zone, no alcohol allowed. Oh no, I tell a lie, in the bar you can. but I thought I could just plant myself down there, and then if anybody wants to... No, I can't do that. I could plant myself down there and say, okay, I'm available, come and speak with me. Not really set up for it here. It's the duck's nuts, as everyone's been saying, of softball stadiums in the country. It is the Olympic, it's a 2000 Olympic venue for softball. However, it's just not set up in that same way of having a central focus point. As much as the stadium directly to my left is the main part, there's no real place where I could say, okay, I'll be here, come and speak with me then. So I'm just taking my chances, and I'm recognisable because I've got my media pass slung under my chin, and I've introduced myself to most of the teams. I've just recently, just now, spoken with South Australia and said, well, I spoke to Jo and said, I'm available. And she said, yep, we're going off to get some tea and we'll be back later. And I said, well, I'm here all evening. So, I'm going to say about 6:45, and they're just about to start the first pitch, so I'm going to wander over and take my posse. It's Bill Quinn from the Blacktown International Sports Park for this is the Eleanor Mackenzie Shield, the Under-19 Softball Championships of Australia for 2019. I said that twice, you understand what I'm doing. Speak to you soon, more in the very near future. Bye for now. Oh, hello.